Hi and welcome to this week's vlog. It's a vlog that I'm excited to share with you, as looking back at it a week after I shot it, I have processed the images in a very creative way, which you'll notice me beginning to visualise during the shoot. Processing is obviously an important part of photography now, and I'm beginning to use it a much more creative way than I have before, and the next few videos on this channel will explore this in more depth. I've recently purchased some software from DxO which has helped me out with this, but more about this in another vlog. At the start of the video, I was obviously blissfully unaware of what was to come, but you watched me begin to see in a creative way, which the processing just enhances. So, is photography art? I've asked that question before, but let me know what you think in the comments. Oh, and watch out for squirrels in this. I've never seen so many. Hello again, welcome to the channel. Welcome to this week's vlog, where I am in a place called Delamere Forest in Cheshire. Never been here before. We've got the last of the autumn colour, I think. The oak trees up here in the Midlands have turned, so we've lost a lot of the beech trees. All the leaves are pretty much gone, but the oak trees around here are looking really lovely. We've got bits of water. You can see over my shoulder the sun has just risen and streaming into this wood, and I think this is going to look wonderful. So the aim of this vlog is to just take you with me. We're just going to celebrate autumn. We're going to have a great time, and we'll see what photographs we can get out of it. So let's go follow the sun and see what we can get. Oop. So, I've come across a really lovely scene. I'm always attracted by trees that are underwater that are not supposed to be. And we've had a load of rain the last few days, so got a scene here looking down. I'm going to get the camera quite low. I'll move the screen. Oh. And there is some, what would that be? I don't know what sort of tree we've got, but it's underwater, so I'm going to get a little bit of that in. And then in the distance we've got some lovely green algae, some dead ferns, autumn leaves everywhere, and some orange and yellow and greens in the background with some light going through, which I think is going to look quite nice. So we've got the 24 to 200 on, and I'm just going to crop this in a little bit, because actually that looks really lovely. The background in this looks beautiful, and what you get in autumn is these beautiful colours. Now we're right near the road. I don't know whether you can actually hear anything, but some cars going past. But I think that's a really lovely scene. I'll show you through the camera in a second. Oh, that's beautiful. I would normally maybe play around with the polarizer on this, but I lost it in Epping Forest, so I've ordered another one, but it's not here yet. But that looks really good. Now, the only other thing I've got to remember to do, because last time I used this camera I was shooting very small JPEGs, so I need to make sure that I've got it set on the proper settings. So I'm going to go to manual, ISO 64, f8 seems to work at 1/3 of a second. I'm going to focus on this tree that's nearest to me. That looks lovely. No delay. Let's have a look. Let's just make sure I've got a full-size RAW file, which is what I needed, and JPEG and J, that's okay. Delay I've turned off, thought I had, so I'll put a 1 second delay on as we're in woodlands, just to stop any camera shake. I'm just going to check, make sure I've got the proper file. So yes, so I've got a proper full-size RAW, which is what I needed, and there we go, first one done. Looks lovely. Let me just show you through this camera. So let's have a look through the camera. And the only thing I don't like about this scene, and I love this tree, so we've got the thirds here, we've got a lovely tree here to the left, which is holding it back, some interest in the middle. The only thing I don't like is that little bit of light there, but that would either be cropped out, or I'll just use some generative fill in Photoshop just to fill that hole in. But that, I think, looks lovely. Look at the mist in the background, or the kind of the trees looking really nice as a nice background. Yeah, good. Okay. So this wood's a mixture of pine and there's birch, silver birch, sorts of oaks in here, and walking along this ridge line, which is extremely muddy, and I'm just been attracted to the light on these silver birch trees in the distance. They're all pretty straight, but there's what I'm trying to find, or what I've been trying to find, is a deciduous tree of some description where the leaves have changed colour, contrasting them with the silver birch trunks. It's going to be one of my 65-24 crops, I think, for this, and I've come across this. This is a young oak tree, pretty sure, and some silver birches. Now the silver birches look good along here, but on the right hand side there's a darker background. There's more of a hill behind it, and that looks a little bit better because it makes the silver birches stand out because of the contrast. So I think that's going to look really nice. The pitch is going to be about the colour, but it's also going to be about the texture. So I'm going to make sure I focus on one of these oak tree leaves, so make sure it's really sharp, and really sharpen this up. It's going to look quite nice, I think. So I'll shoot that now, and then we'll move on. But there's also some grasses, some marshy bits, but I can't really make an image work here. I'm sure there are, and sometimes what you need to do is just take your time and just keep looking, and things appear for you. So I think I've found something. So the light's been amazing just for about 10 seconds, I'd say. I photographed this really quickly. See what you think of that. The light is just starting to go, and now it's completely clouded over. But there are a few gaps, so we might still be all right with a bit of light later on. I've been attracted to this, and it seems to be in this wood I'm seeing lots of abstract things, which is interesting because I don't normally look that way, see that way. But these oak trees are really good. Actually, this is an oak tree. Yes, it is. It's an oak tree, and their branches tend to be a bit more gnarly, which I really like. And this one in front of us here has got some really curvy branches. It's got some lovely oak trees which are mostly yellow, but there's some greens in them. And then behind we've got some ramrod straight pine trees which give a kind of a high key effect as a background, which works really, really well. Even if the light comes out, it's from over that way. So, and there's big thick pine trees to the left of this, so it's not going to make a lot of odds to it. So I'm going to shoot this without the light out fully, because I still quite like the colours. So let me just go through the process with this one. I've focused in on the main elements. I'm trying to decide what things have attracted me, and it is these kind of gnarly branches and the colour. So I'm going to zoom out, because I quite like working with zoom lenses for that very reason, because I can always crop, but it's always best to try and do it in camera. So there's some leaves on the right hand side here which I really like, the branches to the left, and if I zoom out any further I'm starting to get this path in, which I don't really want. So that's as close as I can get. Now obviously I can move the camera left and right if I needed to, but that looks nice because what I'm looking at is the background that's out of focus and a nice light colour. So it's about that as well. Backgrounds are really important. And that looks good, I think. Still no light, but there's broken cloud above. So hopefully we're going to have a bit of light in a minute. So we're going to carry on walking down the path here and see if we can't find something else. Good, lovely, another one in the bag. I don't know what's happening to my eyes, but I'm seeing things I don't normally see. Been really attracted by these little silver birches, they're saplings almost, and they're mixed in with this pine stuff. This is coniferous foliage. So autumn is all about colour, isn't it, really? And colour is what I'm seeing, and this is green. It's very abstract, but I quite like it, you know. So I'm going to shoot it anyway. So there's some light greens in the background, so we've got a little bit of depth to it. The saplings look wonderful. I'm just going to try and make it as abstract as I can, I guess. But what I'm going to do is focus on the silver birch to the right here. The camera's wobbling, so I need to be a little bit careful. But I've got a 1 second delay, so that's all right. Shoot it like that. Cool. And I think when I process this, I'll use the autumn effect on it, maybe, and see what it looks like to make it really nice and soft. It's almost... It certainly is abstract. It's almost ICM would work really well with this. It's not something I've really ever been into and never ever tried, but I'd imagine people like Kate Barclay, who I think does a brilliant job with ICM, would love this. But I'm seeing lots of things, which is a good thing. I'm seeing lots of colours, which I really like. So let's put this up on the screen and see what you think about this. Leave a note in the comments. If you haven't seen how to do the autumn effect, by the way, I did a video on it a couple of months ago, which I'll link at the end of the video for you. Good, excellent. So look at this, I've come across, I mean it's miles in the distance, but this is again all about light. And I'm really excited about this, I really like this one. The only thing I don't like about it is this nearest pine tree, which is too dark. But I might lighten it up a little bit in Photoshop or Lightroom. But it's all about the corridor into that light greens at the background. I've got this lovely oak tree with its branches, which has got a lovely colour. There's another tree here, which is in the way really. I've just been moving around a little bit to try and isolate the bits that I like. So I've moved to the right from where I was originally because there's another pine tree which is bang in the middle, so I've had to move round. But obviously the further round I move, the more I've got this little sapling in. But I'm kind of thinking I might have to just remove those branches. I think that'll work because it's all about, for me, I don't really want the path in. It's about the light through the back, contrasting with the lovely orange leaves. And even though the camera is nowhere near level, you wouldn't be able to tell. Again, abstract type picture, but that works really well. Focusing on the main pine tree at the front here. There's no sky in it, which you know I don't like. Aperture, f8 is going to work well because it's going to throw out the background. I might just do another one at 5.6. Some people walking dogs making loads of noise. But no, that works okay, I think. Yeah, really happy with that. Let's just do another one with the aperture on 5.6. Because I want to try and throw the background out of focus. But remember the last video that we did, we've got, or one of the videos I've done previously, we could use the Lightroom lens blur to help with this. Okay, that's fully focused in on that pine trunk. Let's go there. Oh, horses is what they are. Clip clopping away. and we've just set up a squirrel. I thought, what on earth is that going up the tree? There was a pine tree with what looked like a branch going up it, and it was a squirrel taking some nesting material to its dray, which is, I was trying to photograph it and video it for you. It's really high up, and that's where they have their nests, which is wonderful. I really like this. Let me show you this. I'll put this on the screen now, and I can talk you through it. But that, for me, sums up autumn beautifully. What a lovely day. This is probably going to be one more picture maybe, and then we're going to call it a day. Great, let's move on. Right, this is going to be the last picture of the day, but look, these lovely beech trees still holding their colour. There's some lovely mist now starting to rise. I think it's warmed up a little bit, not a lot, just a hint of it. And what's really good about these little saplings, which normally are hideous, is they give us a really interesting background. The colour looks really lovely. Like some light greens, some oranges, some browns, some dark greens. Just a wonderful picture. So, I think so anyway. Let's put it on the screen and see what you think. All the pictures are at the end, so let me just say thank you very much for tuning in. Your support is appreciated. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. It makes a lot of difference to the channel and means I can keep on making videos like this, which I hope you enjoy. So until next Sunday, 6 PM, when I'll be maybe in a woodland again. I don't know, it's that time of year. Thanks so much for tuning in. Take care of yourselves. Goodbye.